Hello, welcome to Astronautics for Exploits. This is Dr. Ayanshola Ogundele. The new space versus the old space business analysis models. A comparison illustrated using Konstantin Tsiolkovsky rocket equation. Old space, the traditional model of government-led space exploration and development dominated by government space agencies such as NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and several big aerospace contractors, is characterized by high cost, top-down approach, high focus on standardization, and low risk tolerance. The new space, a community of agile, innovative, and emerging private aerospace companies with disruptive ideologies, such as SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic, is starting from where the old space stopped, with a core tenet to pursue technologies and methodologies that will help to reduce the cost of accessing space, making it more accessible for a wider range of actors. The new space areas of endeavors cover traditional and quantum satellite communications, Earth observation, rocket launches, asteroid mining, crewed and uncrewed spaceflight, space tourism, space-based solar power, and a host of others. Its landscape is marked by smaller satellites, micro-launches, and a focus on developing space-based services and technologies for both space and Earth. In the space industry, old space and new space represent different eras and approaches. Unlike the old space, which is characterized by large bureaucratic organizations and longer development cycle period, new space companies are characterized by a shift from government-led to private sector-driven initiative, emphasizing faster development cycles, lower costs, and commercialization. They prioritize efficiency, cost effectiveness, and rapid innovation by applying distinct approach of business analytics. Practical illustration of the new space is illustrated in this presentation, and this is done by using Konstantin Tsiolkovsky rocket equation. In 1903, early period of 20th century, Konstantin Tsiolkovsky derived his rocket equation, which was later referred to as Tsiolkovsky rocket equation. This equation is fundamental in understanding rocket motion and is used to calculate rocket velocity, acceleration, and thrust, and that led to different business mindsets adopted by the new space and old space. The focus points are as follows: the old space versus the new space economic mindset, future of the new space business model, and practical illustration of the new space and old space business models. The old space versus the new space. The old space and the new space are the distinct eras and approaches in the space industry. The new space marks a shift from government-led to private sector-driven initiatives. It emphasizes faster development cycles, lower cost, and commercialization. Old space reverts to the traditional model of space exploration and development, dominated by government agencies such as NASA and large aerospace contractors. Artist's concept of in-situ resource utilization is shown in this picture. Major differences are as follows. Cost. New space companies prioritize cost reduction through innovative technologies and streamlined processes, while old space traditionally focus on high-end, expensive technologies. Speed. New space emphasizes faster development timelines and quicker iterations, while old space often involves longer development cycles due to complex architectures and rigorous testing. Artist's illustration of International Space Station is shown in this picture. Innovation. New space fosters a culture of innovation and risk-taking, while old space tends to be more conservative and reliant on established methods. Commercialization. NewSpace is heavily focused on commercializing space technologies and services, while Earthspace has traditionally focused on scientific research and national security. Risk tolerance. New space companies are generally more willing to accept higher risk to achieve faster progress, while old space companies often prioritize risk aversion. At this concept, illustrating Gateway Space Station in orbit, is shown in this picture. The new space economic market. It refers to the growing commercialization of space, driven by private companies and investors. Distinct from traditional government-led space exploration, this space economic market is being propelled by increase in private sector involvement, Earth-to-space, space-to-Earth and space-to-space economy, reduced cost and increased accessibility, and public-private partnerships. Artist's illustration of circular economy in space is shown in this picture. Key aspects of the new space economic market are as follows. Private sector involvement. A key characteristic is the significant and increasing participation of private companies and investors, moving beyond the traditional dominance of government agencies. Technological advancements. This includes reusable rockets, miniaturized satellites, and advancements in propulsion systems, all contributing to reduce costs and increase accessibility to space. Graphical representation of the challenges associated with increasing longer and farther from Earth space missions are illustrated in this picture. Diverse applications. The market extends beyond traditional satellite communications and Earth observation, encompassing areas like in-space manufacturing, space tourism, and resource utilization. Global reach. The new space market is a global phenomenon, with various countries and organizations actively participating in space-related activities and investments. Transformative impact. Space-based technologies are increasingly seen as crucial for various industries, impacting areas such as infrastructure, research and development, and supply chains. Illustration of a pressurized rover on Mars is shown in this picture. Features of the new space business model. Low-cost focus. New space companies prioritize minimizing the cost of space hardware and services. Incremental development. They adopt a strategy of gradual iterative development, similar to the IT sector, rather than large, complex, and expensive projects. Fixed-price contracts. New space companies often prefer fixed-price contracts over cost-plus contracts, promoting efficiency and cost control. Artist concept illustrating in-situ resource utilization is shown in this picture. Innovation and technology. New space companies embrace innovative technologies and approaches to develop low-cost, robust space systems. Agile development. They utilize agile development methodologies and DevOps principles to adapt quickly to changing market needs. Convergence with IT. This space benefits from the convergence of space and information technology sectors, leveraging technologies like cloud computing, Internet of Things, and big data. Multiplanetary habitat concept by the NewSpace is shown in this picture. Consumer markets. They target emerging consumer markets like space tourism and satellite-based services. They use technologies. NewSpace is facilitating development and use of their use, that is civilian and military technologies. Flexible and adaptable. NewSpace companies are more agile and flexible, adapting quickly to market demands and technological advancement. Schematic diagram of Gateway Lunar Space Station is shown in this picture. Practical illustration of the new space and old space business models. In this illustration, old and new space business analysis mindsets are compared, and this is done by using Konstantin-Tsiolkovsky rocket equation, which was published in 1903. Through the use equation, old business model is different from the new space model. The old space business model is government space agencies such as NASA, Soviet Union, Roscosmos, CNSA, JAXA, ESA, space programs make use of rocket equation, and this led to the launch of the first man in space, Yuri Gagarin, through the use of Vostok 3KA spacecraft, which launched Yuri Gagarin on April 12, 1961. Also, government space agencies use rocket equation for space exploration, rocket design, satellite launches, mission planning, and interplanetary travel. These are various applications of the equation. For the new space business analysis mindset, many concepts came up and are being developed by the NewSpace, and this is also premised on the use of Konstantin Tsiolkovsky rocket equation. The NewSpace take the rocket equation, SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Space, Firefly Aerospace, and a host of others. Then the NewSpace make use of this equation in various applications, such as space exploration, rocket design, satellite launches, mission planning, and interplanetary travel. The funding sources for the NewSpace are founders funds, family and friends, venture capital and private equity, corporate venture capital, and government support. These funding sources help NewSpace to be able to define new strategies for using Konstantin Tsiolkovsky rocket equation published in 1903. New business models are being proposed by the NewSpace private companies, such as commercialization, market-driven innovation, affordable space access, and agile development. And the innovations beyond the equation are as follows: in-space refueling, in-space manufacturing, asteroid mining, usable launch vehicles, space habitats, and advanced propulsion systems. For more information, contact Astronautics for Exploits. You've been listening to the new space versus the old space business analysis models, a comparison illustrated using Konstantin Tsiolkovsky rocket equation by Dr. Ayanshola Ogundele, with the focus point the old space versus the new space economic market, features of the new space business model, and practical illustration of the new space and old space business models. Thank you.